Hey guys, Brett Okamoto with ESPN covering UFC 284. We've got Yair Rodriguez who faces Josh Emmett for the interim featherweight championship. Yair, welcome to Perth. You just got in, right?
Yeah, yesterday.
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 A lot of these guys, they want to come in, and I think Josh has been here for like 2 weeks. Like, how did you decide sort of how you wanted to craft, like, acclimating and getting used to Australia before the fight?
Yeah, so for the process to get into Australia is a little different, similar to the US and stuff. So in order for me to get my visa, it took a little longer, which I wasn't able to come here earlier, but I could go to Bali. So I was in Bali for the whole last week, like 8 days. So that helped me out a lot because we had the same time, kind of same weather and stuff. So yeah, I mean, I feel pretty adjusted to the time zone and everything.
Was there ever any stress that you weren't going to get the visa to actually enter here for the fight, or you knew that was going to happen?
No, I thought that it was going to happen. It was just a matter of time, and I was just waiting. But it was a good thing that I was in Bali. Thanks to my nutritionist and chef right now, Ian. He lives in there, and he connects us with the gym that help us out there. So I had access to sauna, cold baths, gym, full area for me, and everybody was so helpful and nice to me there in Soma.
Yeah, doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah, sounds perfect. It was, and plus it was beautiful. Bali is beautiful.
For sure.
Yeah.
Does this feel like a championship fight week to you, or does it feel like a #1 contender fight week to you?
No, I don't really put attention to that. Like if the belt comes around my waist, it will be just that's just to show that you won the fight for me. But I'm always coming to win, regardless of if it's for a belt or not. I'm not here to lose. I'm here to win, and that's what I'm doing. Will
you feel like a UFC champion with a win here? Do you think?
I feel like a champion, but if Alexander decides to calm down, then I won't. Then I'll feel like I need to win the title. If he decides not to come back to the 145 pounds, then of course I'm the champion because whom else is nobody ahead of me. But if I don't get to face him ever,
then you're the champ.
I'm the champ. What can I say?
Absolutely. Yeah. It seems like you definitely had a championship camp over in Mexico. This was the first time you had been to that. You had held camp in that area, right? Or had you done a camp there before in that boxing gym?
No, I have done it before.
You've done it before?
Like 3 times before.
Okay.
This one. So it's pretty hard. Like people that goes there, like I always invite people there, and they have no idea of what's like living up there. They have an expectancy of maybe it'll be like a resort or no. It's like every single step you take up there, it counts. Sleeping up there, it counts. It's hard. Like every single aspect of being up there is hard. The easiest part is like we have a lady. She lives like real close near like where we're staying, so she can come and cook for us, and we have people that clean for us and stuff. So you don't waste energy on that. There's people that help you out to do that, and the gym is walking distance, so you are completely focused on what you have to do, which is training.
Yeah.
And but the hard part comes with you're like at 11,000 feet high elevation, so it's up hard.
Yeah, and obviously that prepares you physically, but I would say over the last few years, at least to me, you just seem like you've really matured into a great fighter. I mean, we've always seen your talent, we've always seen your flash and your ability to knock people out, but I just feel like maturity and into like a great mindset. Is that accurate? Like, do you feel like over the last years that maybe that's the biggest thing that is shown in your success is just the mental part of it?
Yeah, I just think it's one of those things that you battle with. Like, I don't know how to say it. Like sometimes you fear that by saying you're gonna win, you may lose or stuff like that. You gotta battle that. Like no, like if I say I'm gonna win, I'm gonna win. I can fail to my worth. Because I know that I'm prepared for it. I know I'm capable of doing what I'm saying I'm going to do. And believing in yourself is one of the biggest things that I think has been a battle for me. Like truly believing in myself. Not you saying it from the mouth out, but truly believing in what I can do, and that I can be the champion. That I can change people's lives. That I can change my family life. That I can change my own life. It's just you are like the owner of your life, and you can, the alchemist of your life. You can, make it happen.
Yeah, that's crazy because I remember early in your career, some people even thought you were cocky, right? And I remember maybe it was just because you fought Frankie Edgar, and Frankie was obviously really well loved. And I think, if I'm remembering correctly, you were like, I'm going to be the first guy to finish him. And so maybe people thought like they attached like a cockiness to you. But I remember thinking that you were a confident guy, but you weren't. You didn't believe in yourself truly back then.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I believe myself. Of course, I wouldn't get to this point if I don't believe it to myself. There is moments of doubt. Right, where you doubt yourself. You shouldn't doubt yourself. And you know, sometimes losing focus is one of the biggest issues. I think one of the biggest issues with me and in that fight against Frankie Edgar is me losing my focus completely during the fight. I wasn't focused on the fight itself. I was focused on what was coming after. You know, I was like looking past that fight. And you shouldn't do that. You should be focused on what you have right here, right now, and do the best that you can with what you have. And then only like that, step by step, you can get far.
I feel like in some of your interviews and like the Countdown show, one of the things you mentioned is defense. It almost feels like to me that you've had a little bit more of a focus on like defensive skills. Is that true? Have you been putting more of a focus on defense, or is that just something that kind of I noticed in your interviews you happen to say a lot?
Well, no, defense is just a matter of if I'm in there with somebody that's ready to literally kill another human being, and I'm able to move or defend myself in a way that he won't be able to damage me, like being bulletproof, let's say, against all kinds of weapons, then you have half of the fight won by that. And then if you know how to take advantage of your weapons and start attacking the weakest points of somebody, then you can maximize damage. So that's what I'm doing, maximizing my defense so I can maximize my damage.
When I look ahead at this division, you know, and obviously you say if Alex wants to come back, I expect him to come back. I think most people expect him to come back and face the winner of this fight. When I look at his challenges at 145, I do think that you are one of the most unique ones, and that is just because you can do things that other guys don't do. I mean, there are a lot of great fighters at 145, but there are certain things that you do that you just like the other guys don't do. Is that how you see it? Do you look at yourself as I'm the greatest challenge to this guy because I have trump cards. I have different X factors that these other guys don't. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I think I'm one of the most difficult guys to fight out there. I still need to get better on certain areas. You know, I cannot just think that because I say I'm good enough to win against everybody right here, right now. I still need to work on stuff in order for me to perfection my style of fighting, and only by doing that I'll get to that point where like I'm almost unbeatable.
Last thing for you, what are some celebrations that'll be going on in Mexico? You win this fight, you win an interim championship. Like who are your family and friends, your loved ones, or whomever else? Because you said earlier, you know, you are changing some lives. What are some of the celebrations that'll be happening in Mexico? You win this fight.
I don't know. Probably a lot of beer throwing out there, and like a lot of people hugging each other and jumping, screaming. But the most important thing is just making people believe that things are possible. You know, like Brandon Moreno did. Brandon Moreno did an amazing thing by becoming the first Mexican champion. Me, by becoming the second Mexican-born champion, I will change even more lives. And from there, you know, things are going to start changing. But first of all, I need to make it happen. And that's what I'm going to do this Sunday.
Really looking forward to the fight, man. Thank you for sitting down with us. Appreciate it. Good luck.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man.